Do, 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 do. I do love it how Sam went, I'm muting you lot.
Yeah. That's so good.
3, 2, 1. Welcome, dear listeners. This is episode 125 of the Devon Dice Podcast. In this podcast, we will be running down our top 5 new to us games on Boardgame Arena. I'm your host Joel, and joining me tonight is Nick. Hello, Nick.
You just vanished for about 5 seconds. Hello, everybody. I'm back again. We're having fun internet problems today.
We are.
I blame the weather.
I don't know why I paused when I went to introduce your name. I just thought, Nick usually says Nick. No, he doesn't. He just says hi. Right, Nick. Nick's in. Nick's your turn. Where's Nick gone? Oh, for crying out loud. Anyway.
I'm here. Hello, folks.
Yep. So, yeah, this episode, it was a quick... Nick, we need a topic to talk about tonight. Any top 5 game list we would need to do? And so he came up with this one. So it is games we've only... No, not only. We first played on Boardgame Arena. Yeah. So we might own now. We might have played in real life. But it had to be first on Boardgame Arena. So yes. And nice. Sam's also put his list in. But he's still ill and can't make it. So he still put his list in. So we've got 3 lists for you. I just want to add in a kind of honourable mention games. Carnegie and Barrage. These games are intense, and I don't know whether I enjoy playing them or not. I've played multiple because I'm in the Board Game League on Boardgame Arena tournament, which seems to be going on for a decade now. But in it, both Carnegie and Barrage are games, and I've gone through all sorts of emotions playing games with this. And there was one point I was trying to sabotage Carnegie. And they're both the same. I'm going to put it like this: these 2 games are mean, and if you screw up a turn, that could mean your game is ruined. You've got to be on the ball and know what you're doing with these, because especially Carnegie, with Carnegie, you're trying to put people in the right locations so you can earn income from them, and then you put them back out into your buildings, and then they go back out onto play. But if you don't earn income and you don't predict where people are going to pick to go, it's really complicated. You won't earn anything. And if you've got no money, you can't do anything. And if you've got no goods, you can't do anything. And I was at a point where I'm like, going through halfway through the game, and I'm realising I've really messed up. I've not put my people where I should put them because I don't know what happened. Maybe I wasn't paying attention too much, or I just completely misinterpreted the board. And I was sat there, I was frustrated with myself. I was so upset that I was like, I just didn't want to play the game anymore. I just want it out. You can't leave. Yeah. And so I just felt like I'm pandering to the others. And then I was trying to make the time run out. I would lose anyway because I was also like 15 hours in debt. And if the time runs out basically when the next game should start, the person with the most time wins, which is which I actually looked at as like, well, the person with the most time is also the person who's got at the minute the most points. And I was just like, but I, no matter how much I tried to delay the game, it's still completed. I still lost. The same person still won. It didn't really matter. But then I played other games, and there's literally, I think this next game I really planned, and I was earning money left, right, and centre. I was earning goods. I could do what I, and then suddenly the game ended, and I came second because the guy that came first had more time than me. I was just like, how did I really can't describe how I was trying to sabotage the other one and not take my turn and try and make the time. And I'm like there, I'm winning, and then the time just suddenly goes. And I'm just like, what happened? How did that happen? I was literally on for a win. And and it's frustrating. And people do get frustrated with this time. Like, I've seen so many people make comments saying, I was like literally like more points than anyone, and because someone didn't take their turns in time, the game ends and I come third because I've got like the third least time. And it's like, it's unfair, but that is the rules of it.
I guess they have to make some kind of way of driving it forward. And someone taking their turns the quickest, and I mean, does it not balance it in the points? I suppose you can't really evaluate points that way.
They can't evaluate. It's either.
So if you literally just took completely random turns very quickly without thinking, you could win by default
because the clock ticks down when you're not taking your turn, which I struggle with because I'm Apple. I think if you're an Android user, you can get notifications of when it's your turn through your phone,
right? But
Apple doesn't do that, which is really frustrating because like some people are instant there straight away done. I was just like, how did you weren't even online 3 minutes ago? So it's hard to keep up with that. But there's like I think this week of games, some have taken the longest to play, and I think people are getting burnt out because I think this is the longest season. It's pretty much 6-month season of playing games. And I think, and I'm feeling it, I'm getting a bit burnt out by it. So, and then barrage is like the same. If you make a bad couple of actions, that could really scupper your game. And it's also really mean because you can take water away from people that might set up to build. You can use their power stations. You can use their, what are they called? Like turbine units, but as long as you've got a power station connected to it, you can use their turbines to take the water and generate the power yourself, which is really mean and really pisses you off when someone does it to you. Because it's like, I built that for me to use, not for you to use, and it's just so that's a mean game. And Carnegie's not a mean game.
So they're not on your list.
Just got to try and predict your opponents, and sometimes it doesn't work out. So anyway, they're dishonourable mentions, and as I said, I don't know if I like them this much to put them in my top 5, but I've been.
But they made you think a lot.
They do make you think, and you've got to sit and plan your turn. Definitely good games, but boy, do they put you through the. They put you through the mill.
Yes.
So anyway, my top 5, and I didn't actually write this in the list because I wanted to surprise Nick and probably piss off Sam.
You said it was controversial. I want to know.
It's challengers.
I see why.
I've turned on this a bit. I'm actually playing it in this tournament I've just talked about. And I'm actually saying, okay, yes, it's kind of random, but it's not because you're getting a choice of cards to build your deck up with. So it's kind of deck building.
Yeah.
And if you can plan your deck of what cards you put in there and make it work, then it is just the same as Quacks or Quedlinburg, where you're trying to put the tokens in to better your chances of doing better in the round. And I now see that strategy. I don't think it's a Kenneth Spildezaris game by any means. It definitely should have been moved down into the Spildezaris. And I think that would have been a better game than that boring dross of whatever it was. Building.
That wasn't the...
Dirt, was it? No, I think... Romantic City Dwarf Romantic.
Oh, Dwarf Romantic.
That's it. I think that would have been a better game to win that, because it has got simplistic rules, but it's got a little bit of strategy in it, but nothing to tax people. And it is nice, the fact that, okay, I'm going to put these in my deck, I'll shuffle them up, put them down, we'll play it out and see what happens.
Yeah. The whole game is in that bit. It's in that deck build.
It is in that deck build.
The rest of it is random chance.
And there's
shuffle.
some cards in there, like there's one card that I was like, oh, that could work, and I've got this card that makes work with it. Where if it's it says if it's the last two or the second to last or last card, this is worth like 4 points attack, which could mean winning you the game. Or something like that. And then you've got other cards where it says choose one card to go on the bottom of your deck out of the two you pull, and it's like, ooh, this one needs to go to the bottom of the deck because it's going to be worth 4 when it comes out, kind of thing. And it's like, awesome. And it was like, and that worked. It actually won me the game, or that whole game kind of thing was that strategy, or making those few cards just work together. And I was like, yeah, because I was
finally tweet
speaking to Ian at the North Devon weekend, and he was saying, there's actually strategy. I was like, no, it's not, Ian, what are you talking about? You're stupid.
Don't say that, Ian. You have to get the challenge.
There's no game to it, it's just an activity. And now actually, I might have to eat my words here, because I've actually found this quite fun, because I actually did try. I thought, I don't like challenges, but I'll sign up for this tournament, just have fun. I'm just going to pick random cards and just put them into my deck and see what happens. And the first game I did that, I lost completely. And I was like, okay, I might be a little bit more decisive what I put in it.
You can't just play it randomly, if you want to actually win.
So,
or I say that again, if you want a better chance of winning, you can't just play it randomly.
So,
but you can. I very much see the link, the similarity with Magic the Gathering, because it's like you are pre-building your deck, except you have less control and challenges. But then once you shuffle it, it's how it comes out. That's you don't really have control over that. It's what you put in to begin with. Yeah.
And that's what you do. I mean, it's like, and
that's why Ian likes it. I'm
still playing it. Marvel Snap. It's it's 12 cards. But it's how you build that deck to go. And then, you shuffle it up, you draw the first 3 cards, and you think, oh, crap, that's an awful opening hand. But you've got to work with it. And then you either, get 2 turns in, or if they snap, it's like, I'm gonna pull out of this. Or you take a chance, and you keep going with it, hoping your cards will come out correctly. And this is just the same. So I've turned on challenges. I don't know if
I'm sure Sam will approve. Will highly disagree with all that, but I think it's perfectly fair answer for you. My number 5 is a game called Hunt, which is a trick-taking game based on an earlier game called Ebbs, I believe. And I played this for the first time probably only a couple of weeks ago, actually, on Boardgame Arena. And I do like trick-taking games with nice twists, and this indeed does have a nice twist. So this is a card game with 5 suits, and the way that it plays is that you don't know what type of cards are going to score points at the end of the game, at the start. You don't know what's going to score points, because you have, in the 5, I think it's 5 rounds maximum that goes, the first round that you play, you'll have a kind of a target number, or I don't know what they call it, the number designation card, which sets a number for the round. Let's say it's 3. And then the first 3 that's played, that's then the trump suit. So it might not happen in the first round, might happen in a number of rounds, but the first 3 that's played becomes the trump suit for the rest of the game. The second 3 that's played, which might be in the same trick or it might be in a future round, that becomes the suit which is positive points. The third 3 that's played, whoever has the most of that suit will get 3 points bonus at the end. The fourth 3 that's played, then all of that suit becomes negative points. And then the final suit 3 that's played, that will become the first player for the next round, whoever has most of those. So it's a very interesting kind of push and pull of you know what this target number is, and you might not want to set the scoring, the positive scoring suit to a color, because you haven't got many of those cards, and you don't think you're going to be able to win many tricks. So you may have a number of that target number, and so you want to hold those back and play them at opportune times when you know that you're going to either win a lot or not win a lot, and you can really screw other people, saying, right, I'm going to keep that back until the other ones are filled in, and then the fourth one I can play that, and then all of those will be negative because I know loads of people have taken lots of those cards. It's a very interesting, very clever little game. It doesn't take long to play. 30 minutes maybe. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. Really interesting twist on trick taking. I'm sure Sam would discuss that as well if he was here, because he likes trick taking games. But yeah, it was a good one. Nice and simple to learn. Plays well.
I'm just boiling the kettle, so do Sam's.
That's back on the kettle. So Sam's number 5 is a game called Quetzal from Gigamic. And this is a game in which you roll meeples and manage your daily team to explore the hidden treasures of the Temple of Quetzal. I don't know much about this game. Joel is the one who has played it as well as Sam. So once Joel has finished boiling the kettle, he will be able to comment on this. But thematically, this is you're setting kind of the Mayan Aztec type era, and you've just discovered the temple, and you have got 5 days to explore the site and collect the most beautiful objects that are buried there. And it's all about what you do with your meeple dice, I should say. So it's worker placement and set collection. Beautiful colours in the components. Very vibrant board colours. The meeples look like they've either screen printed or stickers, because they're very nice stickers on them. And you roll them and they give you various actions.
Right, I'm back.
Yeah, you can talk about Questcard.
Well done for pandering.
I've been winging it because I don't know how this plays at all, because I haven't played it.
No, see, it's actually one of the very first games. I remember it coming out in COVID and like getting back into Boardgame Arena and playing it, and I was just like, oh, I like this. This is nice, kind of thing. So yeah, you got meeples that are double-sided, and double-sided for a reason, because certain areas can only have the black side of the meeple that you just rolled, and there's other areas that can have white. And you roll them like you do with dice, and depending how they lie, chooses their face that you choose. Mm-hmm. But if they roll standing up, you get a coin. So if they stand up on their feet, and then you can actually choose what side they go to when you get to place them. Cool. I don't know if you get any more for if they land any other way on the sideways. I can't remember. It's been a long time since I've played it. But so then, once you've done that, you get you're placing out into areas. There's like 5-6 different areas. And you're, as Nick alluded to, you're trying to collect artifacts, and you're trying to collect sets, and then you're trying to sell the sets back to whatever country has sent you on this expedition, and you get money and points back for it. And depending what you've done previously or what powers you've got, you might earn more money or you might get more points out of it. And there's also like a push out mechanic where if you put like one more of that of the meeples in the area, you push out your opponent, and you can then take that action. So you can actually put, like, if you really want to hold a location, because some of these locations, that's it. I remember now. It's all come back to me. The locations don't action until everyone's placed out their meeples. So if you really want artifacts, you really want a set, you might think, actually, I might put. You can see everyone's meeples as well, so you can see what they've rolled, and that's like where you place. Like, oh, he's only got like 3 whites, and Nick's only got 2 whites. So if I put 2 whites in this area, then like Sam's gonna have to risk or like give up his 3 whites to push me out. So there's that whole tactical of, do I place here with so many, or just place with a one and take the risk that I won't be pushed out by someone else? So yeah, it's a really nice game, and it's unfortunate. I don't think it did that well when it came out in retail.
It was that COVID time, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, it didn't come out
right around COVID.
At the end, it didn't come to retail until the very end.
Because I think it was announced like in 2020, but it took a while to actually get into retail.
Well, that's it. I mean, it couldn't go anywhere, could it? So it was probably due for Essen.
And I wonder, because thematically it's quite similar to my brain's escaping him now. The other one, the Lost Temple one that came out.
Lost Ruins of Arnak.
Lost Ruins, yeah. So and that came out about the same time as well. But I mean, they're very different games.
They are very different games,
but they have quite similar themes in that you're exploring ancient ruins. But yeah, I don't know.
And I think like Sam picked us up for a bargain from Meeple's Corner, but like this year at Essen, I think they were selling it for a £5. Which
wow. So I'll pick up for £5 just for the pieces.
Do you know what? I missed out, and then I went back thinking I'd just get a copy, and it was all gone. So,
well, €5, yeah, €5 that snapped up.
So really loved it, but I haven't played it on Boardgame Arena for yonks now. But so that's why it's not actually reached my top 5. I don't think. Oh, we got one crossover, I think.
Yes, I will mark that as a crossover, then we will remember.
Railroad Inc. is my number 4. This is Roll and Write. I know Sam's a bit fed up with the Roll and Writes, but actually I think this works really well on Boardgame Arena. So you're basically trying to make railroad tracks and roads on this little grid you've got in front of you, and it's all wipeable, so it's reusable over and over again. And someone rolls these 5 dice, and everyone has to use these 5 dice of what they rolled and make connections. And you can only connect onto outlets that are on the edge of the board or onto previously laid track. Now, the problem with this is that these dice can really screw you, because you don't know what's going to be rolled. They could be all sorts of things. They could be just straights, and you've got roads and railways that it could be. They could be bends. They could be bridges with roads underneath it and railways on top. They could be, I can't think now, T-junctions on both. And the thing is, you've got to try and, if you connect to outer roads or outer connections, you'll get like 5 points at the end of the game for each outer connection. But each connection where it goes to nowhere is minus points. And so you've got to really plan and hopefully and beg to the gods that they're going to give you a decent roll next time, that you can make your connections work. Because you can like look at stuff and say, right, if I leave this open, this might work, that I might be able to join onto it and make this join on and things like that. And then you also got a choice of, I want to say 7 options that you can use once per turn. We use one of these faces, and it's a one-off use, and you can use once per turn, and you can only use 3 of them, and they're kind of like crossroads with both roads and train tracks, and they can really be beneficial. For you to like make things link up that have not worked out. And again, it's another one I've been playing a lot of in this tournament I'm in. And I've been smashing it. I've been loving it. I've been really making it well. And there's like in a grid of 9 squares in your board, where if you build in that, you get like 3 points. So I thought, smashed it. I kept on building in the grid and beating everyone. I've done really well on this. Then I thought, I've got enough points to go into the arena mode on Boardgame Arena, where you actually go up and compete and earn status kind of thing. I was taught a completely different strategy. I was like, how have I lost? How am I losing in this? And I'm like looking at other people's boards, and I was like, oh, I've never not experienced that way of playing it before. And I tell everyone now,
that's really cool. Yeah.
All the professionals, and I'm calling them professionals because I've got wiped the floor with. They build around the outside, connecting up as many of those outside connections as possible, and don't even think about the middle side because it makes sense. Each connection you make on the outside is 5 points. And I was just like, oh, yep, okay. I'm not going to play this for a bit now because I'm crying inside.
Yeah, because you kind of want to make the most pretty kind of networking thing, don't you?
Yeah.
You don't think, I'm just going to brute force the points on the outside.
And then you also get points for your longest road and your longest railway track. And actually, and that's another thing, good thing with Boardgame Arena, because it calculates all the scoring for you, because I just look at this and think, Jesus, if I was playing this in real life, I would really struggle with like what to calculate and what not to calculate and how this would calculate kind of thing. So I'm glad I just play it on Boardgame Arena really. So So Railway Inc.
Yeah, it's a nice game.
Yeah,
I've played it a couple of times. It's fun. It's nice little roll and write with some slight tweaks to the roll and write formula. It's good. My number 4 is one that we played just recently, actually, with the group on BGA. This is Glass Road, which is the classic Uwe Rosenberg game from Feudal and Spiel. It's very, very Uwe Rosenberg style. So if you think kind of Agricola type of thing, where you have a board with different squares of terrains on you want to build buildings on top of things, that's the kind of idea of it. But it has a very interesting resource management thing, where it's like 2 wheels which store your resources, and the position they are on the wheel is how many resources are worth. But every time you move all the resources off the one space, effectively you have enough to make that resource. So you're making bricks and glass, and the resource tracker automatically ticks around and effectively makes it automatically for you. You haven't got a choice about that. It will always make it for you. And the cards, you have a hand of something like 15 cards, and you pick 5 to play each round, and they do various different things like get resources, build buildings, clear some forestry and things like that. And it's all about choosing the right cards with the strategy you're going for to build the right buildings to get the most points in the way that you want them. And all the buildings score differently with like adjacent types of terrain, or how many resources of a certain type you have left. It's a very interesting push and pull game, and the card selection is very, very clever, because you always want, if you pick the same card as another player, if it's your turn when you activate it, they get to get a bonus as well. You kind of get, both of you share the ability. You just get one half the card. If no one else picks it, you get to get both halves of the card, which is more powerful, and you get more effects off that. So you both want to choose cards that other people you think won't take because you want the full effect, but also you want to choose cards that other people might play before you, because then you get a benefit off that, and you may end up then being able to play more cards. So it's a very clever game. It's highly rated on Rosenberg's games. I've always heard really good things about it, especially solo, which I'd like to try solo at some point. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. It would be higher, but we only played it once, so
it's only just come out on Boardgame Arena, and I still don't know how that played. I don't.
You were doing the old play randomly to see what happens, right?
I watched 2 videos and I still don't know how to play it.
So I watched Roddo's playthrough of it. I think I watched
very that as well.
Did you?
And then I think I watched what's his name? Oh, I can't remember now. I think I found another video. I thought I'll give this a try, and I still didn't understand it. And I think it's one I feel like I need to play in real so then I can sit.
I think you get a lot more of an idea in real life because of how the resource management works and that automatic builds and how you are going to construct your buildings and things. But yeah, I really liked it. I thought it was great fun. Look forward to more. I'd love to play it physically as well at some point.
Yeah, I definitely want to give it a go physically. So yeah, because people say this is a wonderful game, one of his best. So I think it needs that proper play of it to see what the people are talking about. Sam's number 4 is Eruption. I actually thought he had played this before playing it on Boardgame Arena, but apparently not. So this must be a game
one he's played before buying.
Another one I believe he owns this as well. So Boardgame Arena needs to earn some, not compensation,
commission
from Sam.
Yeah, that's what I need.
The amount of games he's brought after playing them on here. So yeah, this is another tile laying game with the fact that you're laying tiles and lava is pouring out of this volcano, and you're trying to barricade up villages and things like that to stop them being burnt. That's all I can remember. I played it once years ago, and I can't remember now what the rest of it is.
It's got a very iconic look, is it, with the lava tiles? I think.
Yeah.
Very, very, very iconically viewing. I haven't played it, but it looks like a very interesting way of having you've got the volcano in the middle, and then the lava is spewing out as hex tiles from that outwards, and you're trying to stop it from getting to your beach area.
Yeah, and you can you're basically trying to divert the lava to your opponents, and burn them alive with the hot lava.
The ultimate screw you game.
It's probably why he likes it. So
yeah.
So this would be another one I would love to play in real life. So
yeah, nice choice, sir.
My number 3 is Veil of Eternity. I do believe Sam thought this was a meh game, but I think it's quite clever, very strategical. It reminds me a lot of kind of Magic in a way. I don't know what. That's right.
I can see that.
But you're kind of, it's a tableau drafting game where you get a choice of several cards out in the middle, and you've got that. You put a counter on one, and when it comes back around to you, put a counter on another card. And once everyone's put their counters out, you take those cards, and then each round you'll get another space. I didn't realise this in the rules, but you get one space added to your play area each round. So the first round you only get one space. Second round you get 2 spaces. Because I thought, I've got loads of money this round. I've got like several cards I can put out, and I was like,
I could buy all of them.
Why can I
it's not letting me
card out? And then I realised, so that's quite clever. It keeps the restricted play down like that, so people can't keep smashing out cards. But the way you can make cards synergize with each other again is really wonderful, and I think I kind of developed an engine where one card would allow me to one card I played in would score me, I can't really remember now, like 6 points. But then I had another card that if I put another card in my play area back into my hand, I would get that money back, but I'd lose like 3 points, kind of thing.
That's a nice little combo then, because you're netting 3 points and getting the money all the time.
Yeah, so I was a net worth of like 2 or 3 points every turn I was doing this, and I believe I done it against you and Sam, and I was just like, this seems too easy, but it's wonderful. And I think I came back and won the game, where like I think Sam was in the lead quite a lot, most of it, and because I was cycling this system. Because I first thought, well, am I breaking it? This doesn't seem right. But then I was like, okay, I can see now this actually works.
I think we we were quite close in scores at various points because I rushed ahead early, and then Sam caught up and stayed ahead, and then you were sort of straight ahead at the end and took over us both.
So,
yeah, what I really like, I mean, this is my number 7-ish, I think, on my list. What I really like is the limited number of coins you can keep. So you can only have 3 coins, and the coins only come in divisions of 1, 3, and 6, and so you are limited by what volume. Because depending on which suit card you take, you get a number of coins based on that location, and you can only keep a certain number. And so you say, well, do I want to get 3 1s or 1 6? Because the 1 6 I have space, but then none of my cards cost 6. I'll be wasting money spending on a 2 card or something. So yeah, that was a very interesting restriction, as well as the limited number of cards in your tableau each round as well.
Yeah, that's right. Because
yeah,
you have that.
It's a nice design. It's a really nice design.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, I was with Sam though. I found it a little bit meh. But I thought it was cleverly designed.
Oh, did you? It's on my list of things. I could pick this up.
It's beautiful. It's a really, really nice, lovely artwork, and there's some nice pieces in it.
So.
And I'd happily play it.
Yeah.
Just not my favourite. As I said, it's like roughly my number 7.
It's not bad for number 7 out of the 23.
Considering I had 23 on my list. Oh, actually, I added one more, so I've got 24 now. So, yeah. The 24 and that's limiting myself to the last 6 months, probably.
Wow.
These are all new games to me in the last 6 months. So yeah, number 7 is pretty good. It's pretty hard.
Yeah. Your turn.
So my number 3 was, and then this is another very recently added one, River Valley Glassworks, which I think we mentioned a couple of weeks ago. Was a Kickstarter was out at the time. Might still be running actually. Might have finished. But this is it's a game from the Riddleback guys, Ben Pinchback and Matt Riddle, and also Adam Hill as well, with Andrew Bosley artwork, which is very cutesy. And this is a game of you're trying to collect sets of glass, effectively, from the river, so kind of smoothed glass shapes from the river, and it's got a number of different shapes and a number of different colours. And you are, on your turn, you have a few of these in your supply, and you get to pick one of the shapes to place on the board, and then you get to take all the glass in one of the adjacent areas of where you place it. And there are 5 different shapes and 5 different segments in the river. So there's only one place you can ever put a shape. So the shapes matter for placing out on the river and choosing what you get. And then when you take them, it's only the colour that matters. And you're trying to fill rows of complete rows of unique colours, because you have one colour per column in your player board. And you're also trying to get as high as you can on the furthest right tracks, because they're worth more points. The higher up you go, you're always going to score your highest 2 tracks. And so you want to get your furthest ones up highest by collecting the most of that colour. But the glass comes in different different rarities, I should say. So white and pink, for example, are very common, and then red and yellow are very rare. And so you don't want to take common ones and put them in the left-hand columns, because they'll fill up probably quicker, and they're not really worth any points doing that. But you don't want to not take them, because someone else might be really gunning for those and going to get lots of points for them. And so there's an interesting push-pull there. Every so often you'll redraw your hand from the big kind of pool lake at the bottom. It's got some lovely components in it, which come across quite nicely, I think, in the BGA adaptation. But it's a very simple game to play. I've played of the 2 games I've played of it. I've won both of them quite handily. So I don't know if I just picked up the strategy very well or was just lucky. I think in the game we played, I don't think you were in that game, Joel. I think it was just some of the other guys from Discord. I doubled the next player's points. I think I had like 80 points, and the other 2 had 40 and 35. But the thing is the game end is triggered when someone reaches 17 pieces of glass on their board. And if you don't pay attention to that, then someone can suddenly go, right, the game's going to end in this round, and everyone goes, I've got nothing I can't score. So you have to really pay attention to how much glass other people are putting down. And there is, in the physical version, there's a little tracker so everyone can see how many you've got. The BGA adaptation just tells you how many. It's much easier. And that end-game trigger is very sudden, so you really do have to pay attention to. You can't maybe you don't want to, you really want the glass on either side of where you want to put it, but you can't really put this piece in because maybe there's 5 now in that pool, and the next person may grab all 5, and then that'll trigger the end of the game. You don't want them to do that, so you have to place it somewhere else that gives you a suboptimal take. So some very interesting push and pull for such a simple mechanic. There's a lot of decision space in that game. So yeah, I really enjoyed playing that on Boardgame Arena. It was a very nice adaptation as well on BGA.
Yeah, the reason I didn't play is because, and this is it could be an incentive if you want to join in with us on games in Boardgame Arena, is that any games we set up in our Discord, and Sam usually does it where he puts a link over, and it's like first to get there joins in. So we've got 2 regular people that actually contribute and comment quite a lot on the Discord, and they got in on the game, and I didn't get there quick enough. So if you want to join in with games with us, then joining the Discord is your best place.
Come along.
Yeah.
And you'll now know all the games that we want to play on this list.
So yeah, that's why I can't comment. But it does look like a beautiful game, and I did look the rules up and thought, oh, that looks all right.
Yeah, so, it's really simple to pick up. Once you get the basics, it's really easy.
Sam's number 3 is further up someone else's list.
It is indeed. So back to you, Joel.
Quite a long way away, isn't it? Not from... it's not that far away. Anyway, sorry.
Joel's number 2.
My number 2 is Forest Shuffle. We don't need to really talk much more about this, but I do love playing this game. It made me buy the game. Yes, the deer wolf strategy is broken and needs to be fixed, because again, all these games but Veils of Eternity I'm playing on this tournament, and I can't help but not use Nick's strategy of the wolves and deers, because it is just...
If the cards give you the opportunity, there was no reason not to.
No.
Because it will guarantee you win.
I mean, my other strategy is if you get the silver fur, I think, every card connected to it is worth 2 points. Now, it's great if you can get silver fur, and then if you get...
And lots of
hares,
rabbits and... Yeah, the hares and the toads.
Yeah, if you get all those, so you can put... like loads of hares on each side, and each hare is worth a point each.
They score square numbers, and then you get the fox as well to score for the hares.
And you draw cards up for how many hares you've got in your forest. But you're relying on getting a silver fur, which is really difficult, I find, to get. And
quite expensive to play.
And then you're also trying to get your hares and your foxes. And why it is a good strategy, it's not as good as the deers, because deers you just need 1 deer and 1 fox, and that's like
1 wolf.
1 wolf, sorry.
Yeah, and then and the wolf lets you draw cards for the number of deer, and it gets 5 points per deer, which is it's just too powerful. The expansion, I think, I don't think it necessarily fixes it, but I think it reduces how powerful it is, because you do have you as well as having another butterfly type, you have more ways to score butterflies. You have other animals to score things. It will dilute the deck naturally. So I think the expansion will help with that, but it's not going to solve it. The easiest way to avoid people maxing that strategy out is to, when you discard cards at the beginning of the game, if you're not playing 5 players, take out most of the deer and the wolves, and then could happen in a random shuffle anyway, and then that effectively neutralizes that possibility, and it doesn't really affect the balance of other cards.
I mean, that's
that is a way of doing it, and that's I do often do that if I'm trying to get a consistent score. I will do that in a physical game, but obviously you can't do that on Boardgame Arena. And if you look at all the highest rated players on Forest Shuffle on Boardgame Arena, the vast majority will be using deer and wolves as their strategy. But it is still a lovely game. It's a great game.
It doesn't put me off. It just now you just need to be aware of it and work towards it. I mean, it's got me. I think I've got the highest score on this. I'm not saying it's the best ever score, but I mean 328, and this is just like the core box.
Pretty good. Was that 2-player or?
That's only 2-player, And I believe I said, I did do the deer strat. Oh, that's my second best, actually. What was my first one? No, my best score was 368.
That's very good, yeah.
And we went through the whole deck, because the very last card was the last winter card. And I didn't use the deer wolf strategy. I had 4 deers.
You can get that far. If you have... Yeah, if you can go through the whole deck, then you can really start comboing out things like the sycamore, which scores 1 for every tree. You have a lot of trees. You can get 20 or 25 trees if you go through the whole deck and play out. And so it just gives you that much more scoring opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, my opponent only scored 159 points. So I doubled his score. Yeah. 4 deers, 3 wolves. That's what I had in my forest. So, but yeah,
very good.
Still love the game.
So this would have been on my list. I excluded this because I bought the retail copy within a few weeks of the game being on BGA, and so I counted that as I eliminated it as my possibility. So I think everyone on my list was ones that I don't own that I've played, just to limit myself because I already had 24 at the time anyway. But yeah, this would have been high up on my list if I'd included it. So yeah, good choice. So my number 2 is one that we played very recently on BGA, which is Formula D, which I think has only just come out as well on Boardgame Arena. And I've never played the original. It's one I've always wanted to try out. I do like race games, and this is very much a race game, being a car racing game, and I really enjoyed it. It's I think Heat is a better game in a game design, but I like the fun of rolling ridiculously sized dice, and just seeing if you can blast through a corner and get away with it. I didn't entirely understand all the rules about how the wear on your car happens. I had actually thought that we were only playing a 1-lap race until we got to the end of the first lap and went, oh, it hasn't finished. Oh, crap. Because I've been burning through going, yeah, I'm right ahead. And then going, oh, I've run out of everything now. I have to go slowly. And then I was at the back and that became last. But it was good fun. I really liked the decision of whether to go for a higher dice or a lower dice, whether you have, risking the number of stops you have to go on each corner. And I think the BGA implementation actually adds a lot to that as well, because it makes it so easy to see what you've got and what you need to do and where the possible range of your locations are if you pick this dice. And it's a very, very well done adaptation. So as much for the gameplay as the implementation. This was my number 2.
I mean, I actually used to own it, and playing this, it was quite funny because the other 2 that joined us,
they crashed out quite early.
One exploded after the first corner. I don't know how how he managed that, but I don't think he understood the rules either. And the other one exploded on just after crossing the finish line off lap 1. Again, because he misunderstood probably the rules. But I was bored because it's just us, Sam in the lead. I'm in. I had a takeover. I took over you because now I realise you burnt everything out. So you were just.
I burnt out and I spun out at one point. I spun backwards
you?
And I had to start back at turning weenie dice.
So then
that was on the penultimate corner. So
it is that kind of thing. I mean, again, BGA really helps with this because when you play it physically, you roll. You go, oh, well, will I make it through this corner, or would I overshoot it, or would I be under it? And just hovering over the dice, it automatically highlights the distance that you could travel with the roll, which is really great. It also what penalties you get if you go certainly before or after as well, which is really helpful. And also helps you calculate your movement because it's not just about going in a straight line. You could weave all over the place to maximize your or minimize your distance you're traveling, so you don't overshoot a corner. So it does all that for you. So it gives you options of what you rolled and where you can land, and again, if you're going to take any penalties. But it was just that whole thing is like actually like resembles quite Formula One racing at the minute. It's just a procession of Verstappen being in the lead, and then whoever is just jostling for the first, second, and third place.
And I guess that is a problem with certain race games. If someone gets a comfortable enough lead, then you can't really do anything to stop them.
No.
And there, I did like the fact that if you stop right next to someone else, you have to roll a.
Oh yeah, you got.
It was like a threat die or something, whether you see if you crash into them or not. So that was quite fun, but it happened so infrequently, it didn't really affect us at all in that game.
No. Yeah, I forgot about
that. So I can see what you're saying. So I would like to try it in physical form to see how different it is with physically rolling the dice and having to calculate things, because I think BGA does so much of that heavy lifting for you.
Yeah.
That it elevates it enough for me. I think that I really enjoyed it.
Because there's still rules you've got to obey. When you're going along a straight, you can't zigzag. So you can make like the same as Formula One rules. You can only make one adjustment per roll. So you can't in a roll zigzag to minimise your movement. You can turn once, and that's it. You don't have to carry on in a straight line. But it's like, this is why I think Heat is so brilliant, is because it's not a foregone conclusion. Is that because you got your cards and you can manipulate how fast you go through a corner, but it's the draw of your cards. And it's like, just now, I've just played a game and I was coasting it around the map. I was in the lead most of the time. And I get to like the second to last corner. I'm too short. I can't get round the corner without burning out my car. So I had to get round the corner the best I could. And then I'm short for the next corner, which actually was a 2 corner, reduced down to a 1, which made it even worse. And I'm looking at it as like, I'm actually going to finish last in this because my cards are literally screwed me over. But that's the risk of the draw. And
that's... So I encourage you to build your deck so that you can try and trim out the risk cards and
or play
try and keep
cards.
the heat out of it. And
and I think that's what's great about Heat.
Yeah,
is it's...
I think there's a lot more strategy in Heat about how you play things out. Whereas it is just a dice roll at the end of the day.
And the thing is that Sam, being in lead, he got a good lead. He just needed to maintain a consistent roll.
Yeah.
Just enough to get into the corners, just enough to stop
and don't push it too much. And
don't push it, because then we're behind him, trying to push it to catch up with it, making mistakes, and then it is like, actually, I can't risk this roll around this corner. I'm going to have to stick with the safe option, which then just hinders you. There's no kind of rubber banding effect.
And I would like to know what would happen, because I didn't know it was a 2-lap race. I thought that there's no need to consider the pits. I'll just go straight up, just as fast as I can up the straight. And then when I realised it wasn't, I thought, actually, if I could have stopped the pits, that could have helped me. It would have reset my wear on the car. I wonder how much that would have delayed, because I was in front at that point by quite a lot. I wonder if I could have maintained that lead and then pushed it more that last lap. But it's made me want to play it again. So that alone, I think it's worthy of its position on my list. So Sam's number 2. You can talk about this one, because I don't know the game very well. This is Sobek.
Sobek.
Bruno Cafala.
So I've only played the 2-player game because Meeple's Corner got it in. He gave it me to do a review, and I actually did the review. You can find it on YouTube. I did make a little rules error on it, but nothing too major. But on the 2-player, and I don't know if the other version, which is like 2 to 4 player, works the same way. But the 2-player version, you're moving this feature meeple thing around a grid of tiles, and you can move it in any direction and land on somewhere, and you get that tile in your hand, and it's like resources or traders or things like that. It's been a while since I played it, but I believe there's, depending on how far you go, you have to put coins over tiles you miss. So it makes it more intriguing for people to go there. And so, I quite enjoyed it. I believe I gave it away to Nigel and Karen and not seen it since. So, yeah, because they actually enjoyed playing it. So, yeah.
And the 2 to 4 player one it's quite, thematically the same, but it's quite different mechanically, from what I can tell, because you have effect like a river of cards that come out each round, and you're taking a certain number of cards, and you don't want to be the one with the most corruption on the cards. And it's got this little snaking score track which you're working up, so quite different. But it looks like a nice game. The original came out in 2010. The 2-player one came out in 2021. So an 11-year difference there between them, which is it's quite cool. Also by Bruno Cathala, both of those.
Yeah, it works quite similar between the two, which is quite nice.
Interesting one. I'm going to have to give that a try, I think, because that doesn't look too hard to pick up.
No. So my number one. We're that far.
Up to number 1 now, yeah.
This has surprised me. I didn't think I enjoy this game as much as I did. And it's
I'm surprised to see this on your list.
Beyond the Sun. Now, people will look at it and say it's quite heavy. It's not that heavy, I don't think. You just need to understand the rules and you'll get it quite a lot. But it's like this tech tree build thing where you are developing technologies from stage 1 to stage 4, and it's like the main board is all these tech cards, so it's quite large because they're standard size cards, and you on your turn you will select an area to go out of the first beginning ones, and you can research technology which is on the main board, or you can move ships around in the space area and try and control planets, and if you put enough control on it, then you can colonize those planets, and those planets actually come into your area and help you score. It is a lot. I mean, you got a lot of things to weigh and keep balance. You're trying to achieve the scoring cards at the bottom, because once someone puts 3 of their scoring tokens on these cards, or 2 or 3, I can't remember now, then the game will go into the final round. There's usually 2 the same in each game, and that's the first person to reach level 4 research, or do a level 4 research technology, or someone to colonize 4 planets. And then there'd be other ones that are randomized. And it is that kind of thing, like there's the spaces people can take up. So it's like, I really need to do this space, but so-and-so's here and so-and-so's on that one. So there's either nowhere else to go and you have to choose something else to do, or you might have to take one that actually costs more resources. And there's only so many resources. There's population and there's space rocks. I actually don't know what it is, but it's like that's the only 2 resources. And what's quite nice in the physical form, which I've actually played, is you've got these kind of dice, but you don't roll them. They represent the goods that sit on your main board.
Okay. Yeah.
And the other side is population, which you need population to do research with. And then the other 4 sides are ships, which start from level 1 to level 4. So when you put a level 1 ship out, you turn it you take it off the board and put it level 1 on the starting area, and then when it upgrades, you just turn that around to whatever upgrade you're allowed to do on it, which is a nice way of keeping down the components. But for some reason, I really tick along with this. It's actually quite enjoyable and really very, very, very strategic. And yeah, I just enjoy it. I can't believe I didn't think I would enjoy this, but again, it's
because it does. Yeah, it looks really quite heavy and quite dense. What's the right word? Crunchy, I think would be the word. With it.
I think it can be. But
it doesn't. The playtime isn't that long. It's 1 to 2 hours,
no.
2 to 4 players. So yeah, you could easily get a game.
I've played it in real
time.
life. I played it at the Torbay weekend with the other podcast, and we actually played it with the expansion. I didn't realise there was an expansion out for it.
Oh, cool.
And it just adds in like asymmetrical leaders for your civilization, and does little things like that. And I just like, this is just as good as playing it in real life as it is on Boardgame Arena. And
that's really cool.
Yeah. So.
And it's a good adaptation on BGA as well.
It's very good. Everything's all there, and really helps you out. Like indicates where you can go and things like that. So yeah.
Oh, very cool.
So if you do want a game of it, Nick, I'll be quite happy to play and teach you it.
I'll watch a playthrough and see how easy it is to pick up the rules.
It's not, as I said, it does look crunchy, but as I said, like the icons are really easy to like instantly look at, and then there is text that you got to read. That's always different, but the icons are quite easy, and it's like, I want to colonize. Where can I go to colonize? Okay, I think so I need that and that. Right, I go there and do that. So yeah, I don't think it's that bad. It will be quite heavy, learning wise, but once you get into it, I think it's quite easy to pick up within a round or two. So
cool. I'll have a look. I'll let you know.
Yep.
So my number 1 was Sam's number 3, and this is Far Away. And this is again quite a new game. This has only just come to retail in the last couple of weeks. It's finally made it to retail in the UK. And this is quite a small, short game, which is primarily card based. It takes it's 15 to 30 minutes. The idea of the game is that you are drafting cards, which you are then playing out into a tableau from left to right. And what you need to do is put them in the right order so that at the end of the game you will score them from right to left. And the cards will have certain resources or symbols on, and the card scoring abilities will depend on either what colours you have or what resources you have. And so you're kind of reverse building your scoring engine as you go, and it's only 8 rounds that you play through. And the trying to remember now, the cards are numbered so that you have to put them in certain orders, play them out in certain numerical order, and it's such a clever game. It just, for such a simple concept and such a quick game, there is so much thinkiness in there. It is genius design, so clever. It's bizarrely, it's one of those games which I would prefer to play in physical form, but I don't feel I want to buy the copy of the physical form because it's so easy to play on Boardgame Arena. But yeah, it's the kind of game that I would very happily play in real life. I have considered buying it. I haven't quite got to deciding to actually buy it yet, but I've really enjoyed it playing it. It's very cleverly designed. The iconography is really clear. The rules are very simple. It plays very quickly, and yet it has such crunchy decisions of every single card you place. You know, you want this to get this, and if you get that card, you can score that one, but then you have to get that, and that's in the wrong order, and the numbers don't match up the right way around. And yeah, just so clever, so clever. And I know you've played it with us on BGA as well, Joel. What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I'm not arguing. Yeah, I'm not arguing with you that it's that good. I enjoyed my plays of it. I think it's like kind of like, I don't know.
I do worry how much replayability it has.
This is it, yeah.
Half a dozen times. Because I've only played it a couple of times on BGA.
No, I think I've played it the same probably amount as you and Sam. If I said Sam's played it more, but it's just that one thing. It's like, and I think again, it's that stressful moments. Like, okay, because you only get to draft, and then you think, right, I'm going to plan for this, and then you actually work back your scoring, and things only score what have happened before, so what from where you worked back, and something like not being able to get the right tile to add into your line can really screw you over, and be annoying. But it's one of those. I mean, we're playing it again at the minute because someone wanted to play it on the Discord, so we're playing for it again, and it's just like, I need this. I can't do this.
See, I think that's what I like about it. It is that crunchiness of a decision in such a small game. It's just so clever. Maybe I like it most for the how clever the design is more than the gameplay, but I think it's really lovely. And I think the production as well, the graphic design has been done really well. It's nice, bright colours. Everything is very clear and obvious. The artwork on the cards it's cartoony, but it's stylishly cartoony. I really like the artwork on it. It's nice. Fun artwork. So I think it all comes together really nicely.
Yeah, definitely.
So that was my number one. Sam's number one. Would you like to announce this one, Joel?
Is Welcome to. Have you played this, Nick?
I have played this a couple of times online.
This is, I mean,
never physical copy.
I've owned this since it's been out, and enjoy every play of it.
It's the quintessential roll and write, isn't it? This one, or flip and write.
Oh, flip and write. I think it's was it the first flip and write? I think it was, possibly.
Certainly the most popular.
It's done it in a good way.
Popularity.
And it is actually one of Claire's favourite games. It is one of those would be like, what do you want to play when we've got a couple of people for? And it'd be like, just do Welcome to. It's easy kind of thing. You can have any number of players play it. And it is really strategic. Can't put my teeth in the right place. But fun and frustrating again because things won't come out right.
Yes, if you be able to pivot, you'll put strategy halfway.
Yeah. And I enjoy it. I can see why he's put this at the top. I'm sure he's played it. No, maybe he wasn't there. No. But anyway, I can see why he's at the top. But then I thought he's pretty done with roll and writes. But maybe because it's Boardgame Arena, it's not. He's not here to tell us. So
indeed. We'll find out next time.
We're gonna say Sam absolutely loves roll and writes. He'll play him all day long.
It is number one.
It is.
It's all he plays on BGA. All day.
So, anyway.
Yeah, good choice, Sam.
That is our top 5 new games to us on Boardgame Arena. What we've been playing.
List.
I'm going to do mine quickly of what we've been playing, and it's Fox Experiment, but 4-player. Plays completely different to the 2-player.
That's good. Yeah.
Quite like the 2-player version.
You prefer 2, right?
Oh yeah. Do you know what?
How much longer is a 4-player to a 2-player?
Long time.
Oh really? Right.
No, I don't know actually. It didn't actually take us that long to play compared to the 2-player.
Okay.
Mainly because me and Claire had the rules down this time, so we could quickly explain it, and they had partially Nigel and Karen had partially played it before, so they kind of remembered it, and then we clarified rules to them. And playing the 4-player was also, like I said in the last podcast, was a incentive for me dropping my pledge on the Game Found.
Yeah.
Because I thought, it's a good game, but it's not worth spending the money to just get upgraded components. And if anything, I'll probably get the 5-6 players expansion when it comes to retail and just enjoy it like that. Yeah. I mean, I can see why Sam bangs on about it. It is good, and I like the fact that you roll in dice and then you're trying to make things work. I think what we all missed was how important the research action or choice is. So you got like a row of tiles which give you like goods and other things. But where you pick the tile, you'll put your cog on it, and that will be the turn order for the next round. So, like the first spot that you can go in, the very first spot, has no extra resources. So it is just you saying, I want first choice next turn. I want to be the first player. And then after that is you get choices, and the further you go down there, you get extra resources. Yep. And we all didn't realise until we actually till afterwards. But then we were listening to Secret Cabal podcast, and they were reviewing it, and they were saying this research choice is really key, because if you see someone's rolling a lot of dice for their foxes, then you want their pups, because those pups are going to be strong. So you want to have first choice. And I was like, I just didn't think of that. No wonder I struggled so much in the last game, because I was just like, take this fox, and I don't worry about the resource track. Oh, someone's already got the first and second spot. All right, I'll just take this resource. I get all these resources. Actually, it wasn't that much, because then I started rolling rubbish pups. And no one wants my pups because they're rubbish compared to the other ones. So I got my rubbish pups back because they were the best of the bad bunch. So, I didn't do too well, and misunderstood the importance of that research track. And I do love the fact of trying to name the pups. It's just as important as actually playing the game.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Of course, naming things are always good. Always good.
So it's interesting seeing the two sides of it.
Indeed. Yep. So my only play game, other than in the previous episodes one, this is Star Trek. Not the Star Trek that you would think of. This is the Star Trek Next Generation Interactive VCR Board Game, a Klingon Challenge, which I think is challenging a number of games for the longest title ever. And this is a classic from back in the 80s, early 90s, I think this came out. And it's a classic roller move silliness, but it has the most ridiculous components. The VCR part of it and the whole concept is that this Klingon has taken over the Enterprise while it was in space dock and is flying it back to Kronos to start a war between the Klingons and the Federation. And it is played by the actor who plays Gowron in, I believe it is, in the Star Trek Next Generation. And he goes full on in his characterization. It's absolutely brilliant. His acting is so over the top funny to watch. He shouts at you, and you basically, it's a 60-minute video, which is effectively a 60-minute timer, where you're all rolling and moving around the Enterprise trying to pick up isolinear chips for your tricorders, because then that will give you access to things like the holodeck, which are cards, and computer access, which trigger things to get more of them. And the aim of the game is to get to them, get access to the bridge via Jeffrey's tubes to then try and stun this Klingon called Kavok. Mechanically, it is just a roller move. You're literally just rolling and moving and stuff. But some of the time, the video will interrupt you and say the player who's currently playing, and he'll do it in this wonderful Klingon stuff. But he'll say, "Oh, I'm putting you in the stasis field. You can't move, or you're stunned for the next minute, or I send you straight to sick bay, or beam you there." Very ridiculous things that's going on. I play this with my son. He thinks it's hilarious to play. It does not play best at 2. I will say it's far too easy at 2. We finished in 15 minutes, I think, out of the 60. I have played this with the game group one Christmas because I thought it'd be hilarious to bring it along. I had the VCR. It's on YouTube. The actual video, so you could just play it on video. So I brought it along on a tablet, and we played it with 6 players, and that was absolutely hilarious. We were quite close to not finishing, but it was very funny. And you get these little stickers with com badges and pips and things, and it's all over the top silly, but good fun if you have it. Flip the Table did a whole episode on it if you wanted to listen to more about it. and they thought it was great fun as well.
Yeah. I think this.
And you said the only VCR game you've not played.
I've not played. No, I've got like Atmosphere VCR.
Yeah.
I've got one called Skull and Crossbones. I'm sure it's called Skull and Crossbones, which is basically a pirate version, and you're running around trying to find treasure.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure. What's the podcast you just said about?
Flip the Table.
Flip the Table also played this. Either that or it was Secret Cabal, because I remember them talking about this. And it's just another 60-minute video. Of a very good actor really taking on the role of just being hilariously funny and interruptive and things like that. They're just great. It's just a shame they are like roller moves and no one's actually taken them on and said, we're going to make this a bit of a better game.
I mean, yeah, they've got some nice little thematic things in there, but effectively you're moving and rolling and just trying to collect 5 things before you can then go and stun the guy and win. Yeah. But if you actually watch the whole video through and you actually reach the very end, he does the classic Star Trek, everything goes wrong and the whole ship starts shaking, and he does his funny shaking acting, and it's hilarious when it finally gets to the
end. The only other one I got is Monopoly Resort DVD game.
Oh, is that Tropical Tycoon?
Tropical Resort? Yeah, no, I thought it was like Tropical Resort or something like that.
Right.
Which actually is really good.
Yeah.
It's because you've got DVD.
Tropical Tycoon DVD game.
Yeah, is it Tropical Tycoon? You got a DVD player, DVD, which actually on one of the dice has got a TV screen. So if you roll that, you have to like click on I don't know, play or like randomize an event. But it's also got the timer. And I think what's great with it is it's still Monopoly. There's still things like Monopoly things going on, but it scores like a proper Euro game at the end of it. So
cool, yeah.
You score your assets and things like that, and you earn victory points, which is really weird. And it's like, why did this not do better? So yeah, I mean, I think
it is. I remember it being mentioned as one of the much better, or the best Monopoly version out there. Because I'm pretty sure Flip the Table did an episode on this as well.
Well, the reason I got it was Tom Vassell. He was like, "This is the best Monopoly."
Yes, because he's mentioned it as a good one.
Yeah. And this is years and years back when I pretty much coming into the game and then listening to whatever podcasts I can get. And he said about this, and I went on eBay and I was like, £6? I'll take that for £6. Thank you very much, kind of thing. So,
you want to Flip the Table episode 100? They did a whole episode on this one.
Oh, awesome. So non-gaming, what we've been up to, and yes.
Shall I go first on this then? So I've been watching Death and Other Details on Disney Plus, which is a murder mystery set on a luxury cruise ship. Not a cruise ship, no, like a luxury yacht, very large yacht. This has got starring Mandy Patinkin, who people will probably know as Inigo Montoya from Princess Bride. He does a very, very good job. I love he's such a good actor. It's great stuff. All the acting is actually really good. The other main lady is really good as well. So this is 10 episodes of this season. I don't know if they'll do another season, if it's a limited season or not. But I'm on episode 7, I think, of the 10. I'm completely hooked into it. It's got that very classic murder mystery, or good murder mystery trope, where every episode you keep changing who you think is actually going to be the killer, and more people come out having motives, and it just goes crazy in the how much it expands the idea and the ideas they're exploring. But yeah, really, really well done show. Really interesting. I'm loving it. So yeah, well worth watching.
I'll put that on the list to watch. And I can't believe Discovery has got season 5.
Yes, it's the final season. I've I put on there. I'm holding off watching it because I'm going to wait until they're all out and I can just get 1 month's worth of Paramount Plus.
That's probably a good idea.
All at once. But yeah, I'm still looking forward to it because I really enjoyed the first 2 seasons. Season 3 was okay. Season 4 was okay. But I'm hoping, because this is the last season, that they're doing some other things to explore the world they're in.
Yeah, I'm really surprised that it's got to season 5, because I'm pretty sure even after the first season it was like, it's not going to get another season, it's going to be cancelled, but it seems to kept scraping through. And I kind of agree with you. Season 1 was good. Season 2 was a bit, I don't know, was good.
I preferred season 2
until the end.
Because it became,
the end was good.
Yeah, it was more. It felt more in keeping with a standard Star Trek series at that point. They did more. Although they had the arc story, they had episodic episodes rather than just doing the whole season as an arc story, which was a season 1.
Season 3,
we'll see. We'll see what it's like.
I absolutely loved season 3 until
I enjoyed season 3.
The end was right. A bit weird, but I don't know.
But it was interesting. Seeing how the future stuff.
And then I haven't seen season 4. Probably like you.
I enjoyed season 4. It felt like they kind of just redid season 3's storyline with a different protagonist, but they still brought some interesting things to it. More. I think there was more interesting character development, whereas the main arc story was a little less interesting. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see season 5.
We'll see. What I've been doing is I have been binging Ted Lasso, Coach Lasso. No, it's Ted Lasso, isn't it? I put that wrong.
Is it Ted Lasso? There is one called Coach Lasso, but that's.
All right.
that's from 2013.
Ted Lasso.
Ted Lasso.
But he's also Coach Lasso. So we got Apple TV to watch Silo, and then on Sam's championship, he said you should watch, what's it called? All Mankind or something like that. For Mankind.
For Mankind. Yes.
Yeah, basically set back when the space race was on, and like no spoilers, but like in this universe, Russia beats USA to the moon. That's right in the first 10 minutes. But I never told Claire that. I just put it on. We started watching.
Yeah.
And then it suddenly, she's like, "What are they?" Like it's gone to the astronaut coming onto space.
Yeah.
And he's like speaks Russian. He's like, he's speaking Russian. Oh. Did the Russians beat him? I was like, that's right. And I love that kind of realisation on their face. And then we watched the second episode another day, and there was a big revelation at the end of that, which like, okay, this is good. Or it's like the third episode. I can't really remember now. It must be the second one. And then she said, I'm going to bed now. I don't want to watch another one. I was like, that's fine. So and then it's like clicked off, and then it's got highlighted other programs. Like, Ted Lasso. People keep going on about this. I might just like watch this, see what it's about.
Yeah.
And like, she hadn't moved. So I put it on and we were watching it.
Yep.
And then they're short episodes. And then the second one comes on. And then she still sat there. She's like, "What have you done?" I was going to bed and you put this on. I was like, "This is really good, isn't it?" She's like, "Yeah." So we've just now been binging. I think we're in the season 3 of it. It's just so funny. It's just so good. It's one of those programs that you laugh out loud at. And last program I did that with was probably Friday night dinner.
Right, yeah.
I don't think it's reached the comedy level of that, but it's just so good, and like the story behind it, and it's about the people and things like that, and the premise behind it, if you don't know, and I didn't really know until I started watching, is Ted Lasso is a American football coach who has a very good season. He's quirky. He's like one of these big fun characters, and he gets hired by a failing Premiership football team because basically the wife of the owner of the football team have divorced, and she somehow ends up with the football team. I couldn't work that. Don't know if I missed something with that, but she ends up with a football team, and she basically just wants to burn the team to the ground. So she thinks, I'm going to hire someone who knows absolutely nothing about like normal football, and just watch it burn. And she basically hires the wrong person to do that because he wins over everyone with his charm and his wit and things like that. And it is a feel-good comedy, and I absolutely love it and can't wait to watch
really cool.
more. So yeah, if you get Apple TV, and sometimes like I did, I got 2 months free when I bought a voucher, so I could play Marvel Snap for the next month. So yeah, win-win out of that. Do it.
Cool.
What else I've been doing? I said in the other podcast is I bought those little heads that sit on top of the paint pots or paint bottles.
Oh yes, I remember those. Yeah.
And so yeah, I got them painted up, and they actually work really well. And now I can sit there and I was like, well, I want to put this kind of paint on it. What colour will work with this? And it's like, oh yeah, actually, I won't go for this one. I'll go for this colour because I think that matches better. And yeah, they're really working. And I'd done all my speed paints that I've got, and I had 8, 9 paints left over, little head things left over. So I've put them on certain paints so I can see the colours of those. And that's even helping me. So now do I buy more to do the rest of my paint pots, which will probably cost me a fortune? I don't know. But so yeah. Great little purchase to help with my painting. So I'm really enjoying that and getting quite a few paint jobs done now while watching Ted Lasso.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah. And video game wise, somehow, now this game is being quite controversial, is Power World. I've been a bit hooked on playing that. It is basically a rip-off of Pokemon.
Right.
Because you're walking around a landscape of different areas, finding weird, random creatures, attacking them to weaken them, and then chucking a round object ball thing to capture them. And you're trying to collect all these different species. What makes it different is, and this is another thing that has turned people off, is you can make the captured pals, as they're known, work for you. So it's also resource management. So you need to, it's also like an RPG as well. So your character is leveling up, your pals are leveling up. You build up a tech tree and you make your tech better, so your weapons become better. So at the minute I've just unlocked muskets, so now I can build muskets and shoot things. And you're building up, like, you can build yourself a house because at night time it gets cold, so you need to go to the house and sleep. And so to the pals. I keep wanting to say Pokemon, but they're not Pokemon, they're pals. But then you could get them doing jobs. So in your HQ, you can have like production lines going on, and get them chopping down wood and breaking up stone and putting it in your storage so you can build more stuff, and then turning ore into like metal bars. I can't think what they're called now. Ingots. Something like that.
Ingots.
But only a POW can make the ingot, so you have to put the ore into the furnace, and then a POW that creates fire will then make the ingots, and then you come along and take them out and put it in storage. So it's all things like that, and then like the more you level up, the better you get, kind of thing. Which like there's different bosses, POWs around that start at level 30, and yeah, you can't beat that at level 5. So you need to go round and build up. And build yourself up to then go and fight the big bosses. For some reason I got hooked on it, and it's just like I want to do more. I want to get better. I want to find more POWs. And the controversy with this is also that I didn't highlight is the designers have come outright and said and gone to an AI creation tool and said create me creatures similar to Pokemon or something like that, but not same as Pokemon. So then it's come out with, and they do look. Some of them do look. I was like, I'm sure that's actual Pokemon. I'm sure that is. But I was like, I don't care. I'm not fussy. This is the thing, and how they get in, how they still allowed to be. It's on Game Pass. I'm playing it on Game Pass, so I haven't paid for this technically. How Nintendo have not sued the crap out of them yet. And it's still on Game Pass, has bewildered everyone because it is a rip-off of Pokemon in many ways.
I mean, they look. I'm just looking at it now. Yeah, they do look just like Pokemon.
Yeah, if you didn't know and you put it side by side, I think, like, except for true Pokemon fans, would say no, it's not Pokemon. But I, not being a big fan of Pokemon, I'll be like, oh yeah, it's Pokemon. Yeah. And they'll be like, no, that's not actual Pokemon. That's a POW. There's a difference. One's been created by real people. The other one's been created by a computer. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Wow.
So yeah. So I'm playing it until they take it down and they get smacked. But I'm still playing it until it does. Anyway, so yeah. Not for some people. Cool. Some people think it's a rip-off. Some people think it's not right. They've used AI. And some people think it's wrong how you're making imaginary creatures work and produce wood and things. And I wonder whether it's actually going to get a little bit worse because you might actually start farming POWs for their organs. Because you get, like, when you capture or kill POWs, some of them will give you like fire organs and ice organs and electrified organs. And I wonder whether we're going to get to those kind of realms, which might be a bit jarring for some people. But I mean, I've been playing hours of it at the minute, so
yeah.
Cool. Okay. So that's it. That's what I've been doing. And that's what Nick's been doing. And that's our top 5. And I reckon this is another long podcast.
Yeah, hour and a half I think we're done.
Oh, Nick.
We're just 2 of us as well.
I know. Good thing.
It was only Sam's in 2. That's it. That's to blame.
I should have started this at the beginning. I think my sound's gone from my ears. Hello?
Yeah, good to hear.
I'll do just about. Just at this beginning, we're actually in the middle of changing podcast providers or podcast host sites. So there might be some technical hitches, which has already happened with the Lost podcast. So please bear that in mind. We'll hopefully get it all straightened up over time.
Yeah.
So I'd just like to thank you for listening to the podcast. If you enjoyed the episode or didn't enjoy the episode or thought it was way too long and no one cares about Tad Lasso or Power World or things like that, let us know in the comments. Go over to our Discord channel, go to our email, Twitter, Facebook. But we'll definitely talk to you in Discord because that seems the most active place at the minute. And let us know. Join in with the conversation. Join in with the BGA games. As I said, we keep putting up games and people can come along and play if you're part of the Discord. All the links to the games and everything we talked about tonight is in the show notes, and you can find them there and other places. So I'd just like to thank Nick for doing this podcast with me.
You are very welcome.
And say good night.
Good night, folks.
And good night from me.